So I want to kind of move the topic to leadership, right? Because like I said before, I feel like Niche Hero like really kind of helped me to become a much better leader. Um, like I want you to understand from you, like what is leadership for you and a bit about your experience of it.
So I was going to teach a course on leadership, and I found that a lot of the books on leadership are bakwas. Bakwas, meaning that there's a lot of fluff, and I just could not find some solid ground on the topic of leadership. So instead, I kind of like made my own formula and just went with that. But the analogy that I give for leadership is like a big tanker, a big like ship, a big ship, and the leader is kind of like that captain at the front who needs to chart the course. Now, on a ship, there are so many people who are more skilled than the captain in what they're doing. People are running the engines, people are running all these different, they're more skilled, but all of them, all these moving parts need a captain to chart the course. They're like, we're here and all our talents is here. This is a digital marketer, this is a copywriter, this is, a graphic designer, and this is a salesperson, stuff like that. But the leader needs to chart the course, to come up with the big ideas, the wow ideas, and chart the course. This is the direction that we're going. This is the pivot that we're moving. We're going to turn left. We're going to turn right during this downturn or whatever. This is how we're going to navigate it. Everybody's ready to go. But for me, the leader, and unfortunately, sometimes the leader kind of becomes like lazy and is not charting the course, tries to do some of the tries to go to the lower decks and tries doing other people's jobs and stuff. Usually they're doing the other jobs because they're avoiding their own responsibility of charting the course. And so that leader just, instead of complaining about other people, look, they need to chart the course. They need to everybody needs this person to get at the top and tell them where to go.
Well, what about the paradox shift that we kind of see with leadership, in the sense that a lot of Muslims, some of us, we feel like, okay, so we're a leader, right? But at the same time, the deen is all about like, don't go for leadership. Leadership's not good. Leadership, like, how in your mind do you balance those two things up?
Whoever says Islam says don't go for leadership doesn't understand Islam. So the Prophet ﷺ said, every one of you is a shepherd and every one of you is responsible for their flock. So if everyone is a shepherd, that's literally saying everybody's a leader. So when a Muslim says don't go for leadership, I'm like, are you dumb? Do you not understand the deen? Don't you understand your responsibility? I remember one time somebody telling me that, oh, Muhammad, you memorize the Quran. You're going to be in big trouble if you don't follow what you learned. And I'm like, why would I be the one who's only in trouble? I worked really hard to memorize the Quran, and you were lazy all these years. You did nothing, and I'm the one who's going to be in trouble. You're in trouble too, because if you don't follow what Islam says, doesn't absolve you from responsibility. It just means that you're not fulfilling your responsibility. So everybody needs to be a leader.
Okay, amazing. And Sheikh, who's like a leader that's inspired you in your time?
When I started Al Maghrib Institute, the leader that really inspired me was Bill Gates. Bill Gates I really enjoyed because he had this vision to put a computer on everybody's desk, and that size of a vision really got me excited, because I was living in communities where everybody's like, you know what, if 10 people come to our halaqah, it was a good day. And I'd be like, forget 10 people coming to the halaqah. We need 300 people coming. We need, the whole stadium to be coming to this halaqah and stuff. So I appreciated that, the big vision that he had. And actually the idea of doing a retreat to plan the upcoming year, kind of like the visionary retreat, I learned it from Bill Gates originally, because Bill Gates does that. He, when he was working at Microsoft and he was like charting the upcoming year for Microsoft, he would go into seclusion for, I don't know how long he would go. And he would spend that time reading research, and people would get the chance to write their suggestions to Mr. Gates. And he would read through it. And then when he would come out of his retreat, he would tell everybody, these are the directions that Microsoft is going to be going to in the upcoming year. And I like that idea. I'm like, hey, if I'm going to plan my Ramadan, let me also go on a retreat and plan what I want to be making dua for in Ramadan.
Amazing.